Good morning from Arizona. As you can tell, our ground's a little wet. We finally got a couple of days worth of rain. Nothing to fill the swells, just a good soaking, a little bit here, a little bit there. But we needed it. Hadn't rained in months. We've dealt with 40 days over 110, all the way up to 116 for a couple of days. And that finally broke this week. We had our hopefully last 110, 111 day. And then we got rain this weekend. So thought I'd do a walkthrough, hadn't done one in a while, and show you what exactly made it through the summer. Not much. Most of my trees did. The grapevines, the rabbit pest was just too much for them. Even caged up, they found ways in, and other things find their way in. We're not only dealing with rabbits, we're dealing with these things called hook-billed thrashers, which can get through netting, kangaroo mice, the rabbits, of course, and just everything this year wanted to have a bite of my garden. And you can't really blame it. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, as you can see, and we are the only buffet in town. So we're rethinking things and how we're going to do things. Now, we did get enough rain that, like, the Ocotillo started getting its leaves back, but this one has been getting its leaves back for a while because of the humidity. And I think it's because of the earthworks we've dug in, it's able to capture. These out here are not as green. We even had a wolfberry start to get its leaves back. And that's what happens when it rains. As I said, nothing out here made it past the pest. The citrus, I'm sorry, my phone's doing something weird. The citrus, rabbit pressure got to it, but they're surviving. That lime looks really good. So, pretty happy about that. This one, not so much, but the leaves are coming back on it. We're finally going to start breaking into the 90s, and hopefully I can get more work done. And folks, I tell you, it's just too hot to work here during the summertime. You can get a little bit done in the morning, and that's when we've been concentrating on our animals. In the evening, again, with the animals, but not so much digging, not so much moving rocks, trying to conserve energy. That's what happens when rabbits get to Peruvian apples. So I kind of protected this one, and it did well. They went after cactuses, they went after everything. Now, I've noticed that in this learning experience, barbs seem to help. So if it doesn't have a barb, it gets eaten. So we're going to be moving, like this guy, we're going to move the Peruvian apple and the San Pedro over there into the wadi. And hopefully we're able to get that protected. Now this guy did really well this summer, about tripled its size. It's a bird of paradise, Mexican bird of paradise, also called the pride of Barbados. Now we did plant these seeds and protect this because this was only had a few seeds of these. And this is sorghum, and we're starting to get seed pods on it. So with any luck, we're able to get more in next year. This did really well for the heat and everything else. The avocado didn't make it, even shaded. The heat was just too much. The heat has gotten to these poplars. They're living, but as you can see, they shed leaves. The new Palo Verde, it grew. We protected it. So I'm looking forward to getting more of these. And that's our plan this year and next year, is that we're not going to really go with fruit trees. We're going to go back to the original plan, a lot of tier 1 plants. Mesquites, palo verdes, poplars, things like that. Excuse the mess, we're still picking up from the wind. Over here, I finally finished the wadi. And our plan is to take this deer netting, go along the outside, attach it up into here, and bury it along the bottom. And then try to centralize an area that the rabbits can't get into. Now, as far as the trees in here, the apricot, it's doing well. It grew. We even got apricots off of it. We had 2 that I left on. These poplars are doing well. These are, I think, Texas shade trees. They're growing pretty good, considering how this thing was only like this big at the beginning of the summer. And this one's doing well. Now, I thought I'd lost this nectarine, but it's getting leaves. It's getting new growth on it, so that's doing good. We have the pomegranate we planted was doing good. And that pomegranate we planted last year did really good. The mimosa tree's coming back. I've had to do this because this is a case where the kangaroo mice will climb up this, go inside, and eat out the heart. So put this netting on top, and Harley wants to say hey. And that stopped them from chewing out the top. The peach, I don't know if you can see it in there, but it's doing really well. And then rosemary we found, it's probably one of the best herbs that we can plant. It's doing well. The figs, still doing good. And we've got, it looks like, still got 3 more figs on here. We've had about 10. And these are blonde figs, and they're good, sweet. The newly planted guava did not make it. And this one is struggling. So I'm hoping that I can, with the cooler weather, I can get in here and just start cutting it back, and I'm gonna move it. Now, one thing we did find is these guys did really well. And this is a native coyote gourd. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to get as many seeds off of this and spread them everywhere. Use it as a ground cover. Our beds, we've just been building soil, taking the goat pellets and stuff, put it in here. And we'll still grow garlic this year. And we'll still try to grow our root crops. That's what's most important to us, is the root crops. I thought I'd give you an update, let you know we're fine, doing well, and hope you guys have a good day, and thank you for spending a little time with me. Have a good one. Good morning. We're out taking our goats for foraging. We've been teaching them to come down here in the wash and do a little munching, a little clearing for us. And we've had pretty good success. They're now used to it. They scream when I'm late, bring them down. And they like it down here. They get to run around, be little goats and big goats. We actually managed to get Dad out and keep him under control. And everybody seems to like it. Now, what are they eating down here, you might wonder? Well, they really like these mustards and the mustard seeds. They like the white ratani, but they love the acacias. And they get out here, and Big Daddy here gets out here and rubs his horns on everything. But we've learned that if we control Mom, everybody else follows.
Yep, Mom's boss.
Yep. So we just keep a leash on her, and when we're ready to move her, grab the leash and let her go up to the pen, and everybody follows, no problem. So we also learned that California is using goats to control these Sahara mustards. You know, they're called invasive species, and they are. They're everywhere. And I don't know how you would get rid of them other than letting these animals forage on them. So that's one thing we're doing, and that's primarily what we've been concentrating on. Been still too hot to do much work outside. We're still in the triple digits. Next week we're back above 110 again. So still very little rain, as you can see. Everything is brown. But we did get maybe, I don't know, a couple of little sprinkles out of the hurricane, but nothing much. Now we'll go from here. Later on I'll do a video on the swells and what good are they when you get no rain. And I thought you'd all like to see this. Goats being goats. And I'm having fun. Get them out of their pen, let them run around. And they usually, after they eat, start bouncing around, exercising. So, hope y'all have a good day like our goats are. Later. Add on to the earlier video, Ragnar bullying a tree. He gets up in there and just rubs his horns.
Spreading his thing.
He gets going on it.